What's up? It's Naomi, the Crafty Savage here, and I'm back for this week's Wip Chat. If you're new to diamond painting, WIP stands for work in progress, not we're gonna whip somebody. Get your dirty minds out the gutter. My mama wouldn't want me hanging out with you. No, she would not. But where are my manners? Speaking of my mama, she would hang me by my hair if I did not ask you, how are you guys doing? I hope you're doing fabulous, wonderful. I kind of have things flipped around because I'm in my craft room, just not where I normally diamond paint because it is just a hot mess. And I was planning on leaving my craft room for to clean up last, and yeah, I'm looking over there and I'm just like, I have all my diamond paintings pulled out from the closet, and I think that's part of it. Well, that'll give me an excuse to finally put that darn shelf together, right? Yeah, we're not going to get into that shelf. No, I have not put it together. It's actually sitting right over there. But enough about that. You can't see my diamond painting, but I will quickly do a pan view. You might hear Roscoe huffing and puffing because I don't know, that's just what he is. So hold up. Okay, as you can see, I am working on the Odd Ones by Shay Reed. Comes from Rhinestone Goddess Creations. It's a 60 by 50 centimeter. I am loving it. If you weren't able to see it, I'll try to show it on the inventory sheet, but it's not, you know, when you print stuff out, sometimes it's not always the best. So, but that's what it is. I'm loving it. I'm hoping to maybe get it done, like if I buckle down and actually, you know, work on it, which I have been. I really have been. Don't get me wrong. Hopefully by this weekend, but we will see. Where's my color? Hey there, how you doing? Okay, anyhow, maybe I need to rethink that camera angle. I tell you. Okay, where's my pen? I will have everything linked down in the description box of what I am using and where you can find it if you see something on that last little video. You know, where you can go get some. But let's see. Where did we start? Where did we start off? Oh my good gravy. I don't know what's wrong with me. I got a lot on my brain. That's what's wrong with me. Where did we leave off? Come on, Naomi, get your life together. Oh, so we left off, for you guys, it was Thursday, last Wednesday for me. I'm pretty sure I was on the verge of I hated technology. Have my feelings changed towards that whole technology situation? No, they have not. I, not every day, feel like I want to set the technology on fire. You know, maybe 2 to 3 times out of the work week. Oh, I'll tell you, but we'll get into that. So, where did we leave off? So what did I do? Oh, yeah, so speaking of the technology, right? Last Thursday. Yeah, nope, I still hate the technology. Yep, nope, we are not friends. I don't see us, you know, hanging out anytime soon in the near future, you know, hey, how you doing? Nope, that's not gonna happen. So I had to, where my office is where my dining room is supposed to be. I pulled out my kitchen table. Actually what I'm working on right now is my kitchen table that's up in my craft room. Yeah, my house is just when I moved the office into my house, you know, you don't have room for everything, but I'm like, I got a freaking hair stuck on my diamond painting and it won't come up. Oh, you Mary Poppins son of a biscuit eater. But yeah, so last Thursday I had to like rearrange my office and move stuff around and slide my desk down because my boss bought this like ginormous freaking monitor. Like, yeah, I don't know what he was thinking, but we'll get into that monitor because let me tell you, me and that monitor, we ain't always friends. I mean, we're starting to get along. We're starting to get along, but we ain't, I ain't hanging out with them after work. That's for damn sure. I shut their butts right down every day. I'm like, get out of here. Like, be gone with you. But anyway, so, yeah. So I was like, looking at the box, I'm like, I'm going to have to slide this over, set up another table, which that is what I did. I will insert a picture if I can right around here. So future Naomi, insert picture, video, whatever it is. Okay, so if future Naomi did what I told her to do, you should have just seen kind of like a little bit of how I had to rearrange. Like my desk used to be more in the middle of that wall and I had to put a table where I have the printer and the laptop and then the monitor and the other monitor, and yeah. So it was a fun little thing. I had the guy who comes and picks up the checks. When he came to pick them up, I was like, hey, while you're here, just in case, you know, because I wanted to make sure I had everything moved out of the way, right? Because I did not want to drop this monitor. Like, it's one thing if it's mine, it's not mine, it's for the company. So I'm like, yeah, let's not, you know, be Miss Butterhands over here and drop it or knock something else over and break that. So he helped me, you know, but if he would have showed up like 5 minutes sooner, I would have not been able to get to my front door to open the door to let him in. Yeah, because I had everything pulled out like into the hallway. Fun times, fun times. I do not recommend. I don't know. As I've gotten older, I'm like rearranging furniture and no, it is not. It's not for the weak of heart. Like, I don't know how I used to do it all the time when I was younger. Not now. No. But, yeah. So I did that, you know, and I was like, all right, you know, like I'll mess around with the monitor and all that, you know, on Friday. I'm like, it can't be that hard. Keep in mind, I said, oh, it can't be that hard, right? I mean, me and technology, well, I mean, we're not really on the best of speaking terms last week. Or now, I mean, like, we'll at least acknowledge each other, but like when I see them, yeah, me and technology, yeah. So like I said, last week, we were not on speaking terms, like not at all. I hated technology with a passion, right? So my oldest son, he was supposed to come over and I like had called him and he was supposed to come over on Thursday to like help me set it up because like I said, what I thought would just be like you plug this HDMI cord in here and this one in here, plug it down here, like, everything's no, it can't be that simple, no. And it all has to do with this stupid freaking, I call it a ThinkPad, and that's not what it is. And what the hell is it? A docking station. The stupid freaking docking station. I hate that docking station. I hate it. Anyhow, right? Yeah. Me and that docking station, like, like, if it was drowning in the water and I had the last life preserver in my hand, I would not throw it out to that docking station. Nope. Nope, I would watch it sink. I would. Me and that docking station, we do not get along. So, yeah, so my oldest was supposed to come over and something had like come up, and so I was like, okay, I'll just figure it out myself. like I've been trying. And yeah. Mm-hmm. It's kind of figured out. We'll just leave it at that. So then, Friday rolls around, and have I just so happened to mention that I love technology, right? Or like this. Psych. Oh, so I wake up and I think finally, I'll be back to working with my 2 monitors, and I won't have to work on this tiny little laptop thing, like laptop screen. I don't know what I was smoking, if I was still dreaming that, it was just gonna be that easy, right? No, right? So, let's just say I'm not a drinker, but after Friday, I was like, I think I'm gonna need a drink, okay? So I have everything plugged in, and I go to turn on, the power thing for the new monitor. My boss, here pops Pam Anderson's boobies in my face. It's like Baywatch. And I'm like, did he buy a freaking TV? Tell me he did not buy a freaking TV thinking it was a monitor, right? I'm like, because why? Why else would, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, no, it's like a smart TV that you can use, but do you think I could figure that out? No. So, my youngest son called, and I've had his computer over here at my house for a long time now, for a couple months. He's asked me to hold on to it, and he was like, hey, do you think I could stop by? And I'm like, ooh, I can sucker him into this. And I'm like, yeah, when do you think you'll be here? He's like, oh, tomorrow. And I'm like, damn it, well, I ain't getting hooked up Friday. And, yeah, so, like I said, I asked him, and then, he was like, well, I'll be over tomorrow. And I told him everything that was going on, and he was like, well, I'll be over tomorrow. He's like, I could probably get it, hooked up. And I'm telling him, I'm like, don't get me wrong. As I've gotten older, am I now starting to feel like technology is starting to go over my head? Yes, but I am not that old, and I'm not giving up just yet, okay? I'm not doing it. Nope, it's not going to happen, Captain. I don't know what to tell you, right? It might just happen, guys. I don't know. Am I getting that old? Oh, I don't like it. I really don't. It hurts my brain. It frustrates me to no end. So, and I'm sorry, it's so noisy outside my house. We had the dude with the loud car. Now we got these planes flying over. Or is it a helicopter? They're probably looking for somebody. I don't know, shippity doo-dah, right? I don't know what to say. Yeah, so I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to leave it. My son's coming over. We'll get it figured out, on Saturday. Great. So I just, decided I'm just going to diamond paint. And that's what I did on Friday night. I just diamond painted my little heart out. So Saturday, my youngest son came over. And he helped show me, because I told him, I was like, Jeremiah, I'm like, I turned it on and it's the freaking TV, da-da-da-da. And he was like, well, no, it's more to it. And of course, I got rid of the box because I didn't want this big box sitting in my house, right? So he's like, no, and he hits the home thing. And here's you got to hit the home button and then scroll up to I think it's like workspace or something, and then you click on this like connect to Windows, and then I gotta go hop over to the laptop and click this other button, and then find the connect, hit the connect, and then it pops up that monitor, and I click on that, and it goes on, and I'm like, oh, praise you, baby Jesus, right? But we didn't go through all of that. I just know all that because I've been doing it the last couple of days, right? But so like I took a video because I know there was something with the laptop. It's like you got to do something with the laptop before it allows you on the screen. I don't freaking know. That could just be me thinking that, you know, Erica said that, and because I don't know, that last day before, you know, when I left to go drive, I'm like, it's all a blur. I have no clue. You could have told me, you know what I mean, like a multi-millionaire wanted to marry me, or there was a guy out there that was just going to send me money for no reason. You could have gotten me. You could have gotten me then, because I don't remember it. So, yeah. So I was like, you know, well, I don't want to bother her on a Saturday, so we got all the wires set up, you know, like, and I even showed my set. I'm like, look, I'm like, this goes into this one, and this one goes into this one, and this goes in, right? And I'm like, but it's not working. So he shows me the whole how to connect it. Okay. So I'm like, all right, you know, like, I got it all set up. All I got to do is just plug it in. You know, I'll talk to Erica on Monday. Like I said, I didn't want to like bother her, you know, Saturday afternoon. It wasn't something that was like dire important that I needed to get on the, you know what I mean? No. So, and then like Saturday evening, I got a message from this one dude that, I mean, like, we've been, I wouldn't say like talking, you know what I mean? But we've just been like chit-chatting, you know, back and forth the last couple of months, you know, on again, off again. It's like, I don't know, he falls off the face of the earth, and I'm just like, I'm not chasing you. But I don't. And that's probably why I'm still single, right? Because I'm like, no, I'm not, you know, I'm not going to make myself look like a fool. Even though I think I did. But it's all good. It's all good. We'll get to that, right? So he is in Florida, and he lives in Washington. So, like, the state. So, like, on the West Coast. So he messaged me, and he was like, hey, you know, like, this is where I'm staying. Blah, 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 blah. Like, where are you at? And I'm like, oh, I'm, like, 2 hours south of you. And he's like, you know, well, we should get together, hang out, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, you know, well, let me know. Well, you're like, he's leaving really early Saturday. And basically the only time he has is Friday. So I'm like, okay, you know, well, like I said, I'm almost positive I can get like a half a day or use a vacation day and take Friday off. But I'm like, you know, I still want to ask my boss and be respectful. But I was like almost positive, and I was like, you know, like, I'll let you know, like, what do you want to do? Now, of course, I'm not really all that familiar with anything in that area. So, like, I'm Googling places, and I'm like, I've been to all these places. Like, it's not Orlando, but it's like near Orlando. So when you Google it, it's like Disney, SeaWorld, Universal. And I'm like, yeah. So then, you know, I'm like just throwing out suggestions and all that. And I was like, well, you know, like I'll let you know. And we're just kind of chit-chatting back and forth Saturday. Sunday, you know, we talked for a little bit. Where did my Sunday go? Oh, dear Lord, baby Jesus. I'm like all over the place. Oh yeah, so then, you know, Sunday, I was just lazy. You wanna know what I did? I diamond painted and I watched Snapped. Yeah. I don't know if I'm in the right headspace to be watching this or watching that. And you'll hear why. Because you're going to be like, Naomi, did you really, really suggest that? Yes, I did. And I even suggested it again today, and I got a motive. Ooh, nope, that was not a motive. You did not hear me. Nope. If anything happens on Friday, it is just mere coincidence, okay? Just so happens to be, okay? There was no planning involved, right? So, yeah. So Monday comes around, and I'm thinking like, okay, you know, I just do this, hook it up, blah, blah, blah. I talked to Erica and she's like, yeah, no, you just plug it in. I'm like, great. Okay. So I do all this. I'm like, whoa, I finally have a big monitor. Like I'm not working off this like teeny, I mean, when I say it's tiny, like it's a tiny little laptop screen. I'm like, I can't do this. Right. So now I finally have this other screen and I'm like, well, how come like my second monitor isn't on? And I'm like, oh, dummy, you just gotta hit the power button. I hit the power button. When I say me and technology, we ain't friends. I'm not kidding. We ain't friends. No love lost. Like, nope. Like, I don't care. You don't have to invite me to your baby's birthday. I don't want to go. Like, I'd be petty just because I don't like his mama. I'm going to pop all his balloons at his birthday party. That's where I'm at with technology, okay? Yes, right? So I hit power on the monitor. That ain't it. It ain't working, right? So, Mom, like, you know what? I don't have time. Keep in mind, Monday is my busiest day, right? So I'm like, I don't have time. I can at least work off of this bigger monitor. And like I said, once you go to more than one monitor, it is so hard to work off of like one. But you know, I've been doing it. I've been putting my big curl panties on and doing it. So, you know, my boss happened to call, you know, as I'm like trying to get stuff done, and I was like, look, I'm like, is there any way, you know, like your son can come over here and just, you know, like, and I tell him, I was like, I called my oldest son. I'm like, my youngest son came over. I'm like, I did all this. I'm like, and it's still not working. Then my boss, like, I don't know if he was smelling like gas fumes or something, that like he just lost his ever-loving mind. Turns around and says, well, did you Google it or look for a YouTube video? Ladies and gentlemen, I will let you know where you can send, you know, like flower and funeral, you know, for the funeral, and, you know, cards for his lovely wife. Because the man, like, he lost his freaking ever-loving marbles, right? So at this point, now remember, like, me and technology, we ain't friends, right? I have been asking for over a week now. You know, like, I'm trying. It's not like I'm trying. It ain't like it's my personal computer, right? It was my personal computer, and I'm asking all of this. Like, hey, I get it, right? But no, like, you wanted this system for work. I drove my slap-happy butt all the way up to Pennsylvania, got it, drove my slap-happy butt all the way back to Florida, right? I've been trying to set it up. I'm following, like, the directions and the diagrams, like, even down to, like, the freaking little mouse thing, right? He had to take a picture of it for me because I'm like, look, it ain't working, right? Here on the diagram that they show you where the mouse is supposed to be plugged in, that ain't where the mouse gets plugged in. Again, me and technology, we ain't friends, right? And then this dude, did you Google it? Did you watch a YouTube video? You know what? So I just turned around and I was like, you know what? At this point, I'm just going to make an appointment with Geek Squad. I'll pay for it and just have the company reimburse me. Well, wait. That's expensive. No shit, Sherlock. But what other point do I have? I apologize for my language. I try really hard not to curse, but sometimes your girl gets heated and it just comes out. All right? Like, whew. So, yeah, all of a sudden, next thing I know, I'm getting like a FaceTime message from his son, like, hey, what's going on? Da, 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 da. And I'm like, find out how to fix the, you know, like, because ever since I got this system, like, I can print. I don't know if you remember last week, you know, me explaining all about the whole printing and the scanning thing. Like, yeah. Yeah, so And part of it I've now figured out, like, it's not that I don't know how to do these things, but for so many years in Pennsylvania, my one cousin, whenever we got any new anything, he just set it up for me. Like, that's just what he did, you know. And I wish I would have done it, because let me tell you, things have changed, right? So here with the scanner, like, I had to go on to like Epson and find it and re-download it and all that. Like, I still have to mess with the monitors, but I don't know. I think I'm going to leave that for Thursday, because I'm taking off Friday. So that way, if for some reason I screw it up and I can't get it back, I have until Monday to figure it out. Right? But yeah, let me tell you, all of a sudden, you just say you're going to call Geek Squad and have the company reimburse you. Whoa! It lit a fire underneath somebody's butt. I don't know how expensive Geek Squad is. I mean, I know they ain't cheap, but like I said, at this point, like, I need to be able to work and be able to work efficiently. Like, it's taking me longer to get done some things that were like nothing, because I have to like write the stuff down, drop down the thing. Like, if you've never had two monitors, you don't realize it. But once you go to two monitors or more, like, you can't go back to one. Like, you can't, like, trying to, no thank you, ma'am, I can't do it. Like, I did not sign up for this. When I went up to Pennsylvania, I had two monitors. They were quite fantastic, and then you wanted to be all willy-nilly and change up the system. Somebody needs to fix it. But like I said, his son FaceTimed me, and I wrote down the stuff. So I'm like, okay. Like, I think. Now we know how me and technology get along. So I'm just gonna pretend and hope and pray for the best that I can figure this out. Like I said, like, I got the scanner, so it now scans. So I'm like, all right, if you can do that, then like, you got this. Like, you got this. It's a monitor. Like, you're gonna let that monitor kick your butt? It's been kicking my butt the last like week, but I'm gonna give it all I got. I'm just saying, right? So yeah, that second monitor, it ain't working, and it might be because I might have to get a split HDMI, because the way this thing is set up with the whole docking station, it can't just go from the one monitor into the, like, it's a whole hot mess, guys. A whole hot mess, and I am not enjoying it. No. So, you know, then, like, if that wasn't bad enough, right, I go to the bank, right? Let me tell you, Gabriel almost made me cry. Right, so first off, I'm waiting in line for like, it was like 40 minutes. It was like nuts. It was Gabriel and this like other new teller. And in the 40 minutes since I walked in the door, this lady was with the same guy, you know, and Gabriel was like taking the people. Okay, keep that in mind, right? So finally I get up there, and as I'm standing up there in the front waiting my turn, it was like, I thought this lady was going to get done, and I was like, oh dear Lord, baby Jesus, if I get stuck with you and somebody else gets Gabriel, like, Gabriel, you better put some pep in your step, run them freaking checks through that machine, because I'm up next, right? Like, no, like, I will switch line, like, I'll turn around to the person behind me and be like, you want to go next? I would do it. I definitely would. Only to have Gabriel just rip my heart out and stomp on it, and I couldn't even act like, we'll get into that though, right? So I walk up to the counter and I turn around to Gabriel and I'm like, where's like the other two ladies? Because honestly, like, I haven't seen them in like a month. And Gabriel was like, oh, the one doesn't work here anymore and the other one's at home resting. And I'm thinking like, okay, and where? Like, they need to get back here, right? So, and the lady that, like, is slower than freaking molasses coming out of a tree, turns around and she was like, oh, is that the longest you waited? And I was just like, this poor woman. Like, I caught myself, all right? Like, I caught myself. I mean, I still snapped at her, but I reeled myself back in. I'm like, Naomi, she is not technology. Like, you got a problem with technology. Don't take your, anger on technology out on her. But I did snap my head towards her and was like, yeah, right? So Gabriel was, depositing the checks. Tell me why this mother clucker writes on a sticky note and slides it under with the one receipt, shattering my heart into like a million pieces. Like, telling me that tomorrow, meaning Tuesday, right? He had an interview for a bank manager up in Lakeland, Florida. Lakeland, Florida is 40 minutes. It's a 40-minute drive for me. Like, I guess I'm going to be driving to Lakeland, Florida, like. So, and of course, I can't say anything because I know that he wrote it down and slid it. Like, I'm not supposed to, like, hush, like. So as I'm standing there and my heart is just crumbling, like, I, like, was like, and then I was like, but, like, this can't be happening. Like, I can't lose Gabriel. Like, Gabriel is, like, that's my sanity. Like, if you're new to the channel, Gabriel is the banker at Wells Fargo that, I always see him. We have a good time. Gabriel's freaking awesome. Like, I'm happy for him. Like, I'm excited for him. That's like, he's growing. That's a great opportunity. But I ain't gonna lie. If there ain't like a side of me that I'm like, I hope this mother effer don't get it. And then he'll just be there. And then when I'm ready to let you go, you can move on to a different branch that's 40 minutes away. Yes, guys. It's been a rough week, I tell you. And that ain't only my other male problem, right? So dude that I was like talking to, that he's like, yo, what's up? I'm in Florida. We should hang out. I only got Friday available, right? So I talked to my boss on Monday and I'm like, hey, this is what up. This is what's up. Like, can I use a vacation day on Friday? Because I ain't no dummy. I saw what happened when I tried to leave at 12 to drive to Pennsylvania. I'm like, I ain't taking a half day. I see how that'll go, because at the last minute you'll be like, I need this. Like, you can get me with that on Thursday, all right? Not on Friday. Like, first off, it's a 2-hour drive one way, and I think that's without traffic. So I'm like, yeah, like I'm basically going from the West Coast over to the East Coast, but like north. So I'm like, yeah. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Nope. So my boss was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And I'm like, yeah, good, because I was going to call out anyway. No. that would be, am I the applesauce? Yes, you are the applesauce. Like, you asked to take that day off. He said no. So then all of a sudden you wake up Friday with like explosive diarrheas. Yep. Be like, I don't know what happened. I don't like. Yes. I know I work from home, but I don't think you understand. Like, I need to lay flat. Like, I have to be flat. Like, if I sit up, it just comes out. Like, He wouldn't believe me. He would know. He'd be like, she ain't at home. I'd be like, you damn right. You damn right I ain't home. You knew. No, stop. Right? So, so like I texted him, and he's also, I think he's here for work, or I know his birthday was yesterday, Tuesday, right? So, but we'll get into that, right? So, I'm not like expecting him to reply back right away. Like, I'm not like that crazy person. No, just a little crazy, not that crazy. So I'm like, okay, and I was like, hey, I was able to get Friday off, blah, 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 like, what do you want to do? So I don't hear from him till later, you know, and then like we're messaging back and forth on on Monday. And I knew he had to go down to Miami, so I was like, it was like late, and I was getting ready to go to bed, and I was like, oh, hey, before I go to bed, like, I just want to tell you, like, if you're driving down to Miami, like, or even in Florida in general, right? These are just some of the things that when you fly into Florida, they should be giving out at all the airports, okay? Or as soon as you cross into the Florida line, they should stop you and hand you this pamphlet or make you watch this video, like, and you are not allowed to leave. Like, they block you, like, you got to watch this video, right? They need to warn you about, do not use your card at the gas pumps. Go inside and pay, because people are shady down here, all right? Like, you get it, right? So he's like, oh, great, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm like, hey, no problem. Like, it happened to me 4 freaking times. Like, I think I had once out of all the years I've ever, had a bank account. It happened to me 1 time. I moved to Florida at the end of August of 2019. By January of 2020, my card had been compromised 4 different times. Like, at that point, I'm in tears. I'm like, I don't know what it is I'm doing. Da, 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 da. And the bank teller was like, well, do you pay at the pump or do you go inside? I was like, I pay at the pump. I'm not going in there. And they're like, that's probably it. There's probably like a skimmer and they're getting your information that way. Well, I stopped paying at the pump and, knock on wood, it has not happened since. So I'm like, hey, let me just let you know this, right? He's like, oh, great, I appreciate it. I'm like, yeah, no problem. Then, like, I don't know, maybe like a minute or 2 goes by, and I'm like, oh, palmetto bugs. I gotta warn him about palmetto bugs, right? So, because he's from the West Coast, like up north, right? So I'm like, all right, so if you see what looks like a cockroach on steroids that like lives its life at a gym, I'm like, that is a palmetto bug. And I'm going to tell you that those mother truckers, like, they fly, okay? My first time ever experience with a palmetto bug, like, at first I thought it was a rat that scurried across. Like, when I say those suckers are big, they are big, okay? So then, I'm like, what the hell was that? I'm like, oh, let me get my shoe, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna whack this thing, I get the courage, I see it, I'm like, oh my gosh, and finally I get the courage, I'm like, okay, we're gonna smack it, right? The mother trucker flies at you, right? I have never in my life, like, my life flashed before my eyes. I thought I was done, I was a goner, right? They need to warn you about these things, right? I'm just saying, right? Then I told him, since he was going to Miami, I was like, probably won't happen, but if for some reason the temperature drops, like, and iguanas fall from the trees, like, don't pick them up. Don't do it. Like, they're mean. They are not dead. Like, they are mean. When they defrost and come back to life, just don't do it, right? So I don't hear anything from him for the rest of the night. And I'm like, yeah, way to go, freaking X-Lax. Like, what the hell's wrong with you, right? But I'm like, I wish I would have known when I moved down here. I wish somebody would have told me. But I'm like, yep, there you go, right? So I don't hear him. I don't hear from him for the rest of the night, Monday. And I'm like, okay, well, it was kind of late. So I was like, well, maybe, he fell asleep. Okay. Tuesday comes, nothing. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, it's his birthday. I'm like, don't be petty, And I'm like, okay, let me, it is his birthday. Let's just send happy birthday. So that's what I did, being the bigger person. Right? Nothing. Crickets. Until kind of like last night, like, and it was like I would have normally been in bed, but I was like up binge watching Netflix, okay? And yeah, I see the notification come up on my phone that he messaged me, and I'm like, Now, normally I'm like, ooh, let me read it. Let me reply back. Nope, not this time. I was like, I'm like, I should be sleeping, even though I'm not. I'm just going to pretend it's not there. And that is exactly what I did until this morning. And, so I'm like, okay, be the bigger person, open it, read it. And it says, thank you. I'm sorry I've been so busy. And I'm like, Like, at this point, I'm like, I don't think we're going to be hanging out on Friday. Like, this is kind of like where I was at. But I was like, you know what? Like, I took the day off already. Like, I'll find something to do. Like, I don't care, So, he's like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm like, that's fine. Like, being the bigger person. And then he said something, and I was like, all right, stop being mean, Naomi. Like, just be nice, So I'm like, okay, let's be nice. And I was thinking there's, like, a medieval time. So I was like, hey, like, would you be interested in, like, have you ever gone to medieval times? And, like, would you be interested, like, my treat for your birthday, but I have to book the tickets. And he replies back, oh, I love medieval times, but I've already been there, and I'm going to be going with one of my friends in a couple months in LA. That's when Naomi stopped being a shady beach, flew right out the window, all right? And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, okay, no problem. I understand. I'm like, Gatorland? ? And that's the last I replied to him. Because I'm like, look, we can go to Gatorland. I mean, if you just so happen to fall in. He tripped. Like, y'all saw that, right? Like, he tripped. Yeah, no, I'm joking, guys. I wouldn't. But, that's about, where I'm at with it. And, yeah. And then, today, I finally got the freaking scanner to work. Yippity-doo all day. I'm starting to feel like I got, like, the heat up on in here and not the air conditioning. Because, like, honestly, like, I'm starting to feel like I'm sweating like a whore in church. Like, whoo. I tell you. Whew. Okay. Maybe hot flashes or something. I'm getting all excited thinking he's going to fall in the alligator pit. I'll keep you updated. You're just going to have to wait around till next week to find out. Do I meet up with the dude? Yeah, right. Yeah, so do I meet up with him? Does he make it out alive? You'll have to find out next week. Yeah, but before I do head out, I do just want to mention, I probably won't have as many videos out. I will still do my Wip Chats and the Savage Saturdays, but usually, like, on Sunday or Tuesday, I would do an unboxing or a tutorial. Roscoe's over here is panting like a freaking whore in heat. I tell you, there goes my mouth again. See, I'm all riled up, and this is why I shouldn't even be recording. But anyway, let me get this out before another cuss word pops out my mouth. Dear Lord, baby Jesus, I'm so sorry. So, after diamond painting for 4 years, guys, like, when I say I have a lot of stuff, like, there's only so many trays you can buy. Like, I have a box full of different trays. Like, I don't know if maybe I should, like, make a video of, like, all the trays, like, showing, like, well, you can get this one from this one. That would take me some research. Like, pens. This is probably, like, my favorite pen. I love my Chroma Diamond Art pens. But when I say your girl's got, like, over 40 diamond painting pens, like, I can't be buying any more pens. Like, unless they just, wow, Diamond paintings, I'm looking over at this hot mess of an Express leaning up against my, like, diamond painting table that I can't get to right now. And there's still more in the closet that I'm like, I don't really need any more diamond paintings. Now, I do have 2 more coming from Rhinestone Goddess that I'm waiting to have come in. But yeah, like in like tutorials, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? It's like I try to think of some, and I don't know if it's just I've been diamond painting for so long that I don't even think about it. Like, I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me out. What's like if you're new to diamond painting, or even if you're not, like, what's kind of like something you wish you would have known about when you first started diamond painting, or that like you found helpful, or maybe I can make like a video on that. I don't know, guys, but I'm over here like, sweating it up. I'm gonna hop on out of here. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Come back next week. See if dude made it. Who knows? Bye, guys!